Don Westfall, Dan McCarger back in downtown Mankato, where the tune of celebration going on behind us. Indeed, it is a night to celebrate. The Mavericks with the WCHA win tonight, a sweep on the weekend. And, you know, Dan, some nights it's a little bit of a struggle for us to talk about some things. Maybe the Mavericks, especially, you know, go for game and you lose 4-0. How are we going to kick off a post-game show? We're just going to jump right into highlights tonight because we got so much for you to talk about.
There's plenty of them, aren't there?
The quick start that we always key the Mavericks on, getting that first goal. Huge tonight. Mavericks huge on the weekend. Again, if coming in, we mentioned this last night, Mavericks had only scored the first goal in 3 of their 15 games. Tonight it took all of 43 seconds.
Gervais from Bluger and Nelson make it 1-0 at the 43-second mark, as you mentioned. Now we'll go to Zeb Knutson from Teddy Bluger. Zeb Knutson's second goal at 3:48 makes it 2-0. Now Mavericks with a 5-man advantage. They'll have Bluger breaking towards the net from Hunter Brinker and Vanko at 11:42 on the power play. Makes it 3-0 Mavericks. Bryce Gervais is next from Hunter Brinker and Bluger. You'll see the follow-up right here, and that makes it 4-0 Mavericks. Now shorthanded, we'll get a look at C.J. Franklin with his 5th of the season with a nice wrister there. Franklin from Teddy Bluger makes it 5-0 Mavericks. Mavericks get a little sloppy late in the period. Had Kozin makes it 5-1 at 18:32 from Blake Tatchell and Mason Mitchell. And that's the way we end the first period of play, 5-1 Mavericks. We'll move on to the second period now, where Chris Williams will score his first goal. It's Chris Williams at 15:45 from Matt Anholt. We'll look at it right here. It's like a slow motion break, and it's 5-2. But now we'll see the Seawolves get a little sloppy in their own end, give the puck away, and Max Cota will finish it at 18:04 of the second period, and that'll finish off the scoring for the game. We'll look at it right here. Tuck it into the goaltender, just say, here, you hang on to it. He gives it up. Cota, Johnny on the spot, puts it away at 18:04, and it's 6-2, and that's your final.
Take a look at the statistics as game summary from tonight. And again, the Mavericks, unlike last night, they really dominated shots on goal, 42-12 last night. Tonight, much closer, 37-26, but the 2 big power play goals, both coming early on a 5-minute major taken check from behind. And the Mavericks, you know, at that time it was a 2-0 game. They popped in a couple during that series, and obviously the entire complexion of the game changed very early, about 10 minutes into the contest. Face-offs, Mavericks totally dominate. That's been a strength of theirs all season. But those power play goals, the penalty minutes, and the Mavericks, you know, it was just one of those nights where they seemed to just kind of feed off, and right away, and it was nice, and you talked about with Coach Hastings, Gervais, Bluger, guys that you have to count on. All of a sudden, when they got into it and they scored 2 goals in their first 2 shifts, everything just started to roll tonight.
Well, what happened was they left good players uncovered in front of their own net. That's a terrible idea. Gervais made him pay, then Knutson made him play, Bluger made him pay. You just can't let goal scorers open in front of the net like that, and the Mavericks made him pay tonight, and that's something they didn't do last night. They had their opportunities, just couldn't finish last night. Tonight they did.
You need to take a look at our J. Beal Real Estate play of the game, and obviously a few to choose from when you have 6 goals, but as we just mentioned, it gets right off the start, and when you get that goal just on your first shift on the ice, as Gervais finishes off, as we saw early on the graphic, he had 3 goals this weekend, but that the first goal of the contest with Bluger and Nelson assisting. Our J. Real Estate top 4 play of the game. J. Beal Real Estate Group does the little things that make a big difference. It was a big difference tonight. Gervais with big difference on the weekend. Again, last night, one of the 2 goals for the Mavericks. It was the first goal of the contest last night. Ended up being his 10th game winner. And so Gervais coming up with a big weekend. I would imagine both he and Bluger getting some options as far as consideration for WCHA Player of the Week. And we'll take a look at some of the out-of-town scores.
Overtime, Bowling Green, number 15 to the Mavericks see next weekend. A 4-3 winner over Northern Michigan. Tech and Alaska coming up. It was Superior State over Ferris State tonight, 3-2. UNO leading Ohio State 6-4 in the third. Dartmouth and Michigan, a 1-1 overtime tie. Michigan won 7-0 last night. Providence beats Yale tonight 4-3. Other scores, it's Boston Cornell tying at 3. Boston College over RIT 6-2. Notre Dame by a pair over Western Michigan. Quinnipiac continues to win 1-0 tonight over Mass. It's a 5-5 overtime tie for Brown and UMass Lowell. And Harvard shuts out Rensselaer tonight 4-0. I think those 2 teams split on the weekend.
So again, the Mavericks, our final score tonight, that's 6-2. So the Mavericks get all 4 points on the weekend series, and now they're going to have to go on the road, and it's going to be a tough test, especially after you've heard Coach Hastings talk about. These guys have played every weekend for about 2 months, and now they're going to have to get on that bus trip and go all the way out to Bowling Green to take on the Falcons.
Not easy. This is a very good team. It's ranked 15th in the nation right now. They're coming off a tough weekend against a very good opponent where they picked up 4 points as well. So a really, really tough road series for the Mavericks, but they played their best game probably of the last month tonight, and I think they'll take a lot of momentum into that weekend series.
And again, our next broadcast then here from downtown Mankato in a couple of weeks as the Mavericks will return after the Bowling Green series to take on the Chargers of Alabama Huntsville. That, I believe, is the 11th and 12th of December. And, of course, we start off things on Friday night with the elongated pregame show. So we'll be on 6:30 that night and then back here for the face-off at 7:07. But hopefully the Mavericks, again, last weekend on the road, a couple of draws against Northern Michigan, 1-1, 2-2. We wish them the best of luck as they head out to Bowling Green. And again, we will return back here second weekend of December, Mavericks and Alabama Huntsville from downtown Mankato. For the students from Bethany Lutheran College and Dan McCarter, I'm Don Westfall. We thank you for watching us this weekend here on the Maverick Hockey Weekend. Again, tonight's final score, Minnesota State Mankato 6, Alaska Anchorage 2.